are here once again with another episode of Room 9. So I had a lot of rescheduling this past week. I should say past couple weeks, and I was debating about what to do. I had a last second reschedule last week, so I had to use a podcast I had on reserve. And then the episode I was going to do for this week also got rescheduled, so I had nothing really prepared for this, and I didn't want to skip a week because I feel like it's always important for me to make sure I do this and release an episode every Monday, but I also didn't want to put out a really just smashed together quick solo episode. So really what I decided to end up doing this week is just to keep it short and really to share with you something that I have been really trying to work on in myself and really trying to find, I don't want to say perfect because that's not the word, but find balance in my life. And I really just wanted to talk about something that I have been working on in myself, on me, something that I've been trying to find balance in. I don't want to say perfect, but I've been trying to really fine-tune this part of me. And so I'm going to talk about that really quickly. It probably won't be long, but I just wanted to kind of make sure I had something to at least put out and share with everyone. So I realized a few weeks ago that I've had this kind of like discomfort in me, like it's just not good enough again. You're not doing enough. You need to get better at this, and that. And I kind of lost sight of the whole how far I've come, how much work I'm doing, how I've added so much more discipline in my life. And I realized how easy it is for all of us to do that. I realize we all have this drive that it's never good enough, that it needs to be better. And I think that is such an awesome tool. I think our critic, our self-critic, that voice in our head that says, yeah, you could have done this better, you could have done this better, that wasn't so good, oh, you actually should have done this. That voice in our head, I believe that is an amazing and incredible tool. But the problem with it is we hear it so much louder than the other voice that is saying you did a good job and you did this well and you executed here and you executed there. That self-critic voice is so much louder than any other voice in our head. I mean, this was one of my biggest things in the beginning of all this. I tried to work on my individuality. I tried to work on who I was, and all I kept seeing was these negative things. And so I tried to fix one thing, say, for instance, just patience. I tried to work on patience, and by the time I even got halfway decent at that, the list of things that I had to work on and that I sucked at got bigger and bigger and bigger. But there was no self-love. There was no self-acceptance. So I think that is the first step to anything. You have to learn how to love yourself. You have to learn how to accept yourself. You have to learn how to cut yourself some slack. You have to learn how to move forward with your mistakes, and you have to know it's okay. And this is why I say it's important to compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who somebody else is today, because when you compare yourself to who you were yesterday, you remind yourself every day of what you have changed and what you have gotten better at. But that's another episode for another time. So anyway, the first step to all this, I think, is developing self-love, because you can't work on yourself. You can't learn how to balance that self-critic out if you hate yourself, if you don't like yourself, if you think you suck. There's no way to ever find the balance to that self-critic, that voice that says it's not good enough. But again, I think this voice can be such an amazing tool. I think it pushes us to be better. I think it pulls us towards greatness. I think it drives our ambitions. I think it drives our goals. I think it gets us up every day and wants us to learn more and wants us to do better. But it can become so loud sometimes if you're not always paying attention to it. It will belittle the shit out of you if you allow it to. And that is not a good spot to be in. And I think so many of us have that voice always haunting us, screaming at us, yelling at us that it's not good enough. And we have to learn how to balance that. We have to just become aware of it. I found really such a key to all of this is let me just become aware objectively of what it is that I need to work on. Because we all have this feeling that it's not good enough. And at the same time, we actually don't know what it is specifically that is not good enough. So we have to find it, and we have to name it, and we have to talk about it, and we have to at least become aware of the fact that it exists. But we cannot allow this voice to belittle us. So my challenge for you this week going forward and going on with your day is to try to look for the balance in your life as far as your self-critic is concerned, because we cannot allow it to belittle us, because it'll keep us from doing anything. I allowed it to keep me from doing anything consistently and that I love doing for well over 30 years. So this is it. Just a short 5-minute or however long this has been, little audio clip of encouraging you this week to go forward and find where in your life you need to chill out with beating yourself up. And the importance of this balance is the fact that it allows you to not get complacent. That's why it's there. But unfortunately, I would say probably for the high majority of us, that belittling self-critic voice is always there. And it's so strong that we allow it to keep us from doing anything. I won't be able to do this good enough. Why even bother? That is something I said to myself so many times, and I found that I became kind of lackadaisical about balancing it out, and I could see that this past few weeks it was really hitting me hard that what I was doing wasn't good enough. And I had to remind myself how far I've come and how hard I've worked to get to where I'm at. Yes, I have a lot to improve on. I got to get more organized and more disciplined in a lot of areas as far as my professional and personal life, but I have worked very hard to get to where I'm at, and I've seen the benefits of it, and the benefits will only get better as I continue to get better at it. There you go. There it is. A little shorty. I will talk to you guys next week. I'm eventually going to be piled up with episodes because 3 episodes that got rescheduled the last few weeks are going to be mushed together in the next month with all the other episodes that are scheduled. But anywho, all right. Thank you for your ears and your time, and I cannot wait to talk with y'all next week. All right. Much love. Peace.